Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification button so that you can be notified whenever we have a new video. It's been a little bit since my last one, but this is going to be a good one. We just got back from the Overland Expo West in Fort Tuthill Campground out in Flagstaff, Arizona. All kinds of great things to see. Great vendors, great products, great builds. Let's dive in and we'll show you a little bit about what was going on. In this episode, we are going to cover several of the vendors and show you a little bit about what it's like to camp there as well in one of the premium campgrounds that they offer for the show. One of the first things we came upon was the Lavabox, which is an ammo can that puts out 280,000 BTUs of heat. This little camp stove has been featured on Shark Tank, episode 18. And as we walked up, Josh Thurman, the CEO of the company, invited our girls to sit down and make some s'mores. Then he told us all about it.
Thank you, thank you. You guys like s'mores? Yes. Yes or no? Yes? That was like a very tepid yes. Non-committal. All right, let's do some s'mores.
You want to do a s'more?
You got your video camera. We got the... Look at here, my cinnamon rolls are almost ready. What? I gotta keep this closer though, Tell
me a little bit about the product.
Sure. Our product is hot, really hot. So right now they're working on the tabletop volcano. The tabletop volcano puts out 280,000 BTUs of fire, and it's the lightest on the market at only 7.5 pounds. We have a patent on that burner, so you'll see it around. People, don't be fooled, it's not the real one. The stand is called the over-under grill thingy. That's really the name. That stand folds up and becomes a grill. So you can go into grill mode when you're ready to cook with it, put a cast iron on there, whatever you like. And then you also can get for the show special, you can get this awesome carrying bag all in one package. So we're doing $259 for the naked, which is our cold roll steel little patina. $279 for our painted one. That's a high heat powder coat. Or we got our stainless steel version, the super sexy Hecla. You want to make a s'more? That's $349 for the package this weekend.
The girls enjoyed the s'mores, and the product's really cool. If you're interested in checking it out, the website's fireanytime.com. It looked like it was getting ready to rain, so we went on to the next vendor. Long Range America makes over 30 different tanks for all kinds of vehicles. The one that really interested me is the 17-gallon aux tank for the Jeep Gladiator. Mine's a 2020, and they had just what I was looking for.
So we are Long Range America, thank you. We are importer of Australian products into the USA. Long Range Automotive makes this. This one's actually a brand new product for us. It's a Ford Ranger replacement tank for the PX3 Ranger. So it's 36 gallons and it replaces a stock tank on that one. And like you had noted, the Gladiator has a tank on it that's 17 gallons. The GX has a 24-gallon tank on it. And the 80 series has a 24-gallon tank on it. So we kind of specialize in helping people get out and stay out longer and not have to deal with fuel issues or rotopacks or things like that.
So how many different vehicles do you guys make long-range tanks for?
There's a lot. Mostly where we play is in the Jeep and Toyota space. That's pretty much where we are. The Ford's a new one for us. So we probably have about 50 different fuel tanks.
You're going to do anything for the Bronco?
The Bronco's on the docket. We have a scan of the Bronco, and it's in the beginning infancy stage.
So one of these for the Gladiator, I know I was talking with the gentleman yesterday, he was saying that you can get it with your muffler as well for about 150 bucks more.
Yeah, the muffler's $185 for that kit, because the stock muffler on a Gladiator won't fit anymore, because the stock muffler sits partially in front of the rear axle and partially over it, and so we just give you a smaller muffler, very similar exhaust note, that fits completely up and over so that the tank can go in there. And that's going to make the install that much easier. Yeah, because then you don't have to do an exhaust shop or try to figure out what to do with that.
Gotcha. Price point for the Gladiator?
$22.45.
And then with the 150 bucks more for the muffler.
Yeah.
And how many gallons is 17 gallons?
17 on the Gladiator, so Josh can push over 500 miles on 38s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does he run, what kind of gearing is he working?
He's stock gearing.
Really?
Yeah, he hasn't changed his gearing at all yet. So
Nice. Alrighty, and where can we find out more about your product?
yeah, our website is probably the best place, or socials, longrangeamerica.com or Long Range America on Instagram and Facebook.
Do you guys have installers throughout, or they order direct from you and install it at home? Or
yeah, if you're quite mechanically inclined, you can do this at home on your own. Otherwise, we have a dealer network of about 80 different dealers throughout the U.S.
Next, we went to go get the kids a little treat. Some mini donuts the guy was making at a cool little stand. While we were there, the skies just opened up. It started to rain really heavily, and we also had a bunch of hail. I had to run back to the campsite and make sure Bianca was okay and that everything was holding up inside the annex and the tent.
Building a swimming pool.
I know. And it's
Yeah,
like when we have to get out.
Woo!
Another demonstration.
Yes. There we go. Get all the water off. Let's see what our boy is doing. How you doing up here, buddy? Hey, why don't you get under the covers where it's warm, you big clown? Hey, get in the sleeping bag. Alice, get inside. Get inside the sleeping bag, you'll be warm. There you go. The Roofnest and the annex were doing just fine. In fact, it was really dry inside. Bianca had put most of our stuff away and had everything buttoned up, so Joe and I headed back towards the expo so we could see the reveal of the new Toyota Tacoma.
Alright, so we're inside one of the buildings, getting ready to walk out and check some stuff out. At least here the camera equipment will stay dry, but it is cold. It is cold. They're supposed to have severe thunderstorms coming, so we'll see what happens. Bianca's not happy. And the kids are hunkered down. They're cold, but we'll head back in a little bit, get the diesel heater fired up and see how it goes.
Thank you. No problem.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, shoot.
You guys make a little thing called the Echo?
Yes, the Echo chargers.
Yeah, so my question is, can I use that to charge my car battery even though I'm going to run it off of my batteries that are my house batteries? Yes. Because as it is, I've got 1,200 watts of solar on my roof that charge my 400 amp hour lithium-ion batteries in like 2 hours.
Gotcha.
But my goddamn car battery always dies because I got some kind of leakage somewhere.
Constant draw on there.
Yeah.
What kind of solar charge controller are you using?
It's a Renogy.
Renogy.
Yep.
Well, I don't know a lot about the Echo charger. I haven't looked into it a lot. We've had some things come by since then. Our solar MPPT solar charge controller has dual bank chemistry, right? So you can charge your house batteries, and then it has another slot that you can go to your lithium or your lead acid battery, and you can charge both at the same time through your solar.
So that's a 30 watt?
30 amp.
30 amp. 30 amp.
30 amp MPPT.
So I think my Renogy's a 40 or a 50. It's a 40 amp. Yeah, it's the Renogy 40. So I don't know if that would be big enough, but maybe.
Well, we have a new one coming out. I don't know when. It's supposed to be September. It's supposed to be September. That
60 amp.
60 amp.
That's
So it
pretty
depends
big.
on how many watts you have hooked up to
Does that
it.
one-
So to get a full 30 amps of charge, you're going to need like close to 500 watts of solar.
I've got 1,200 watts of solar,
Okay.
but I've got I actually have
Two
two controllers. One came with the truck,
And then the other one.
and it's like a chintzy little whatever. So I put 175 watts on that, and then the rest of them are all on the big Renogy 40. But they're both charging the same bank.
Right.
So what I thought about doing was,
So we've done a system with 3. So
That's awesome.
We got six of these batteries, 2 3,000 watt inverter chargers, 3 solar charge controllers. So he's got like 1,300 watts of solar.
so hang on a sec here. Let me give you this mic. Who's the super nerd here?
That's him.
How big are the batteries?
240 amp hour.
Lithium ion?
Lithium iron phosphate, Bluetooth baked into it, so you see.
So even the battery by itself, you can connect to it and you can get all the info on it?
Yep, you can get all the info. We have an on off button, so you can just turn the battery off right here.
I love the fact that the charge controller, you can actually do two different banks, because that's the issue I'm having. We have a Xantrex 2000, so my RV system is specifically what I'm talking about this for. And I've got a 2000 watt inverter in there now. It's just fine for what we're doing with it. But I would like to take those are 260 amp hours, you said?
240.
240. So you have 4 of those, you got 1,000 amp hours.
Yeah.
How much do they weigh?
About 65 pounds, but you can bolt them right next to each other, like in that picture I showed you. Bolt it right down to the. So literally, chassis.
You could take 4 of them and make a rail. Obviously, you'd have to support it somehow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, because it'd be super easy to fabricate something in the back of the truck or something.
For the show, we're doing a $75 rebate per battery. So we don't sell direct, so any dealer or online, you can buy them and then go to our website and put in your proof of purchase information, and then
how much does the battery run?
These retail for $2,000. You might be able to get it for $1,900.
So everybody's going to go $2,000 for a battery. Screw that. However, they have to keep in mind, if you go buy a 1,000 amp hour or 100 amp hour battery right now, it's going to run you at least $800 for a good one. Battleborn, Renogy, something like that. You can get some Chinese knockoffs for maybe $500, but they won't have Bluetooth. And there won't be designed so you can run it together. And Xantrex is in almost every single RV you can think of nowadays. So $2,000 is really not that bad, especially for almost 300 amp hours of power. That's literally like $1,000 cheaper than if you were to buy the 3 batteries by themselves. And you're saving a shit ton of space.
Easier wiring.
Easier wiring, Bluetooth. It looks like, does that come with it, the built-in
the fuse does not. So depending on your system, you might have a fuse block or an inline fuse. Just for this setup for the demo card, it was easy for us to just put the fuse, that style fuse.
So is this a 2,000 watt?
3,000.
It's a 3,000 watt inverter.
So it can surge up to 6,000 watts, but 3,000 watts continuous.
Would that run my AC in my RV?
Yes, sir.
After the conversation with Xantrex, I headed back to the campsite. I knew we weren't going to see too much more that Friday, and kind of wanted to just get the campsite ready to hunker down for the evening and hope that Saturday would be a lot better.
The chance of wind has dissipated, but the rain is here to stay, and heavy.
So we set the kids up. I don't know if you can see, but we got the diesel heater going. Kids, is it getting warmer in there?
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, I got the diesel heater in the window. I got it set up outside. I'm back behind the truck.
Villager house.
Right. Hopefully it'll get nice and warm and
It's not ready.
good. Hopefully it'll start working its way out here. At least the kids are warm. That's what counts. And I'll show you how I got it piped in. It's still raining pretty good. So I got it sitting out here. I had to hook it up to my cool little battery that I love so much because it's so useful how that thing works. And got it running through the window. I'm gonna have to fabricate a cool little bracket to run that thing in the window whenever I want, because it's really cool. Elvis looks like he's getting a little warmer. And that's Overland Expo 2023 so far. Yay. All right. The next morning we brewed a pot of coffee bright and early and opened the tent to sunny skies. It was going to be a beautiful day. Coffee's brewing. Yeah, with the Jackery. Let's go look at the day. Now that is what I'm talking about. All right, so it is Saturday morning, walking into the expo bright and early. It's about 8:15 or so. The sun's out, little chance for rain. That should make it a lot nicer. Let's go check out some of this gear. Well, Well, the sun was out and so was the crowd. We made our way through, checking out some of the new products, and the first place we hit up was Best Top. They let us know about the new shade that's coming out for the Sunrider, for the Gladiator, and the Wrangler.
Prototype in there if you wanted to check it out.
I love this here.
In July. Oh yeah, we were the pioneer. We had pioneer stuff. Yeah. There you go. Way back. Yeah. So you can see it's blocked right now. So that's going to come out in July.
Oh, sorry about that. Now that is great. Can I order it now?
Soon. We'll do pre-orders very soon. But yeah.
I live in Las Vegas, so it's like I love the top, especially in the summertime. But without a hat, I'm dead.
Yeah.
You can imagine. Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
That's cool.
Next, we headed over to the Trail Recon booth. It had all kinds of neat stuff. Of course, anything they had there, you can order from their website. They're a great trusted name in the overlanding market. One of the guys there was showing me a less than lethal firearm for bear protection. I told him I didn't see the point. I have plenty of lethal protection.
Nylon kinetic balls.
Okay.
Or it shoots a pepper ball. These are actually the pepper oil balls here.
They're like bears or animals or whatever.
Bears, animals, or anything, any threat. They shoot about 300 feet a second, effective range of about 60 feet. They're just a less than lethal option. One thing that sets these apart from most other manufacturers in the industry that make a similar unit is most others, when you put the CO2 cartridge in, it charges the launcher immediately. With this one here, it doesn't charge until the first time you pull the trigger. So you can leave it loaded with a charged CO2 container in it indefinitely.
The next thing that caught my eye was the PowerBrake booth. Because my Gladiator's so heavy, I've been thinking about upgrading my brakes, especially in the front, to a bigger caliper, a bigger rotor. And I was asking them about what solutions they had for the Gladiator.
2020, it's got 38-inch tires on it. It has a rooftop tent. It has, like, I was going to get the deck system, but that's 200 pounds without anything in it. Wow. As my truck sits with a half a tank of fuel and me inside, I've got 50 pounds that I can, before I'm at the gross vehicle weight, before I'm at the max. And that's why my thought is now either I go and spend $20,000 on the Dana 60s, which come with bigger brakes, or I find some other braking system that'll work with my 40s, my Dana 40s. And so that's what I'm kind of looking for these for.
Okay, so what we have is we have a really good system for the Gladiator, and it's a world first. So what we do is a 13.7-inch rotor, but if you have a look here, we have a 48 curve vane structure on the inside. So what that means is we want to suck as much air in as possible to get the air flowing over the rotor fins so that we bring those temperatures down. And then we also have temperature measurements on each single rotor. So what's important, this will hold the highest temperature that the rotor has ever run to. And that allows you to have feedback from the brake system so that you can make informed decisions around what brake pad compound and so on you're running. So it's a complete solution. High carbon cast iron. Then you'll see we run the grooves over here right to the edge. So that'll allow you, if you're wheeling in mud or anything like that, we want to scrub all of that away and get friction material back to the rotor surface. And then for the Gladiator, we have a 6-piston billet aluminum caliper, okay? And what's really, we focus 100% on 4x4 brakes. We do nothing else. So we have this big bridge at the top here, which is going to stop the caliper spreading itself open. We want the caliper to be as rigid as possible. Then if I turn it over, you'll see stainless steel pistons and not aluminum. So we want to transfer heat as slow as possible to the brake fluid sitting in the caliper, and stainless transfers heat slower than aluminum. Then we have everything recessed away. So if you see how we recess the bleeder screws, if a stone or anything is going to come through, that's all protected and recessed away. Really important for Jeeps is we bolt from the back of the caliper. So we want to give you as much wheel clearance as possible. So we machine away the billet, bolt from the back, trying to give you that wheeled spacing availability. 17-inch wheels, but you do have to be careful on the Gladiator about how the spokes come down, that they don't catch the edge of the caliper. Then on the back end, temperature measurement. So you're going to know exactly what temperature the calipers run to, and that allows us again to make informed decisions. Yeah, so it's just a complete bolt-on solution. It comes in a kit for the left wheel, right wheel. It has all the brackets, the braided brake brake hoses, the whole lot. And then lastly, we have a brake pad that's manufactured in Japan, especially formulated for 4x4s in the compound. It's a really big brake pad, so we want to give you as much friction surface area as possible. So just a complete bolt-on solution that's correctly engineered for the Gladiators. We have customers that run really heavy Gladiators, and of course on the Gladiator, what's really critical is most guys are running bigger wheel and tire packages, and that rotational mass adds a massive strain on the brake system. So we just want to give you that correctly engineered bolt-on brake solution for a Gladiator.
So does this kit come with 2 or 4?
So it's a front kit only.
Okay.
So invest up front, and the reason that's important is most of the braking is happening up front.
Right,
so once the weight transfer happens, obviously the rear is really important in the balance of the vehicle, but once that weight transfer happens, the braking needs to be focused in the front. So there are other kits that give front and rear, but we really focus on the front, and we say to customers, invest in the front of the brake of your vehicle's brakes. That's where the investment should happen.
If you wanted to, could you put the same kit on the front and the rear?
No. It's designed and engineered correctly for the front.
How much does the kit run?
$2,675.
And they're available on your website? Or
Yeah, available on our website, and that's powerbrake.us.
Awesome. Great. Hey, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. All right, so this is
Milestar Tires. So we make the Patagonia family of light truck products. A little bit background about the company, which you were asking. We're an American-owned company, and we actually have 2 different products that we produce here. Our latest one is the AT Pro, 63 sizes. It's made in Tennessee. We have like 3 sizes available right now, and we'll have the other 60 rolling as the year comes on. And that's more of a typical all-terrain. We have our MT, which is obviously a maximum traction tire, and then our XT. Those 2 have greater sizing options, 3-ply construction versus the 2-ply on the all-terrain. So we've got a lot of variety for light truck equipment. If you get outdoors at all, we probably have a fitment. If you don't, we even make tires for that. Some of our other tires are like our AS710, which is also made in Tennessee. That's like 64 sizes. It's mostly Camry stuff, but we're a broadline tire manufacturer. We're also enthusiasts. We make the industry's only 40-inch all-terrain. It's got a 40,000 mile and warranty in the Patagonia XT.
When you say it's the industry's only all-terrain 40-inch,
yeah.
Are the Toyos and what's the other? There's another brand everybody says.
Toyo, Nitto, BF Goodrich.
Everybody's like Nitto.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they're a good tire, but
yeah, they are.
Are they not all-terrain tires that they make?
No, they do. They make them. However, sizing is one of the things where you've got a prospector and you want to get it up off the ground and you want to take it everywhere. Plus you want to make sure that you can drive through snow. So that's why we push to make a 40-inch in the Patagonia XT. It's a 3 PMS, so it's severe snowflake rated, 3-ply construction, like I said before, and it comes with that 40,000 mile warranty. So the vehicles are getting bigger, people are doing more with them, but they also want more out of them. Currently, I think the largest all-terrain with a warranty that they provide is about a 38. Either of those brands.
So if you get the 40-inch Nitto, there's no warranty?
The Trail Grappler MT, there is not.
But yours does.
It's a mileage warranty, but they're different products. The Trail Grappler MT is a maximum traction tire. So just like our Patagonia MT doesn't have a warranty.
Tires, by the way.
Yeah. But the reason why, Nitto's done a great job of advancing
their name
competition more than that. What they've done with King of the Hammers, and then everything downstream from there. They've done a very, very good job, and there's a reason why they have the reputation. But they also occupy a different part of the market than we do. I would say that they tend to be a little bit more expensive than we are. If you were to go to Discount Tire and you wanted to say, okay, what's the product lineup, good, better, best? We're going to come in at that good price level, which is part of the appeal. We get the features and benefits and the sizes.
American made, which is
several other products, not everything, but the other 2 products are made in Vietnam. But we have, as a privately owned company, we have the option to do that. So we don't have a board of directors overseas telling us what to do. We can make that decision ourselves.
Great. Yeah, it sounds like a really nice product. I know right now I've got a
we've got a Wrangler diesel and a Gladiator.
Oh yeah.
We're running Yokohama tires.
Yeah.
But looking for different options and stuff like that are out there. And
so we've got that's a JT that I drove out. It's diesel, 60 in the rear, Xantrex 44 in the front, Fox 3.0s, and it needs every bit of help. But my friend who I built it for, he wanted 40-inch tires. He wanted the look. And frankly, the vehicles are so big.
Is he running 538s and the 60s in the back?
No, he's running 488 because the ratio, the torque band is very, very close to what the stock is.
Yeah, 48's what the 44s come with, isn't it?
No, not from the factory, not with the diesel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, with the diesel, you're right. It's got a lot more torque. My wife's, like I said, her Wrangler diesel is stock.
Yeah,
she's got 38s, and my Gladiator is gas. I put the 38s in there. I've got 513s. But great. Well, so your product, where can if we went into like any tire store, can we say we want Milestar Tires and they'll order them?
Most of them, yeah. So Discount Tire is probably our largest national chain.
Okay.
We also distribute through Northridge 4x4, Trail Recon, which is obviously a brand that's known well here in the Overland space. So access to the product is not difficult. It's very, very easy.
After that, we walked around a little bit, looked at some other products, stopped by the Dana 60 booth, and talked to the folks over at Midland, see what kind of new options they had for GPRMS radios. Then we went and talked to the guys at Renogy about some of the new things they're offering for RV and van battery systems.
We're talking with
Steven from Renogy.
All right, so Renogy's been in the solar industry for quite some time. What really attracted me to Renogy and why I've used your products is because you guys have everything, every component that's required, from the solar panels down to the sine wave inverters, the controllers, everything. And looking at a couple new products here, I see we've got this new unit here.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so that's the Renogy One Core. It's our newest monitoring system. It's basically a centralized hub where you can get all the readouts of everything that's happening. So we can see right now with the solar, we're getting 20 amps of solar coming in, which with the current battery status at 78%, will be fully charged in about 4 hours back to 100% in these same exact conditions. And if we go here, you can kind of see all of the other components. So I could give you the breakdown. We have it paired up with our Rego system over here. So our Rego system is basically our biggest system that we offer for vans, and RVs. It could be expanded up to 1200 amp hours. This is one of the batteries, so it's a 400 amp hour 12 volt battery.
One battery, 400 amp hours.
One battery, yeah. We were able to get it in a very compact, instead of having 4 batteries with all the wiring, we're able to get it in a very compact footprint.
What is the weight of that battery?
So this battery is going to weigh roughly around 130 pounds.
Okay. And is it Bluetooth as well, or is that wired in?
It is Bluetooth, and it has self-heating capability as well.
That's awesome.
In cold conditions, it's able to bring in the charge that's coming in and use that charge to self-heat the battery to continue using it in colder conditions.
That's key.
Yep.
And then, so what else do we have here?
So next right here is going to be our, I'll go here. So this is actually our system combiner. So the whole point of the Rego system was to make everything simplified and kind of take away the guessing game. So we're using Anderson connectors on everything. Very easy. You don't need to read polarity. You don't need to guess. You don't need to use screw terminals. Everything is very easy and very quick. We're using fuses that are easily you can pull them out. So it's very easily serviceable, and you can see exactly what's going on in your system. So this is the hub. We have our solar charge controller, 60 amp, which is tied to 440 watts of solar on the roof.
Okay.
And that's going down to the combiner. And then this is our DC to DC charger. So when the van is running, we're able to utilize the starter battery and the alternator to charge up the 400 amp hour battery. And then this is going to be our 3,000 watt inverter charger. So you're able to power up to 3,000 watts of AC loads. At the same time, it has charging capability of 100 amps when you're plugged into shore power. So when you're, when you really need that juice, you can plug into AC power and get this up in a quick moment.
So the AC, let's say we're plugging 30 amp or 50 amp, would that go into the combiner?
So it would actually go, we have a side port on the van.
And it goes right into the...
Correct, and it's going into the input, the AC input. So as soon as you plug in, it's a 30 amp service, it will read it, you'll hear a beep, and then you'll see this guy start blinking, which means it's receiving a charge.
What's the price point on the battery?
Battery, and I'm not too good on pricing, so don't quote me, but I believe it's around $4,000 MSRP.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have in my RV, it's funny, when I bought my RV, we have a 32-foot Thor.
Okay.
When I bought it, of course, it came solar ready, which is garbage.
Yeah, yeah.
It had like a 10
Xant port, yeah.
Yeah, Xantrex or something like it, whatever it was. Anyways, I bought a Renogy 175 watt flexible panel, which by the way is amazing for anybody with an RV. I think they're phenomenal because they're lightweight, they're flexible. You can put them down with the tape. You can literally tape them down with.
So I have my own personal build my wife and I have been doing. We have a Ford Transit and I have 2 of the 175s and I did the industrial Velcro. So if I need to take them down, I could take them down. Super simple. They're like I recommend those all the time. A lot of power too.
Without question. So that ran my first one, and then I got the Renogy Rover 40.
Okay.
And I put 4 or 5 more. I got 1,200 watts total.
Okay.
On the roof, and the rest of them go into there. One issue that I have, and that I would like. Well, one issue I have is all 4 of my batteries because I got 400 amp hours. I got 4 100 amp hour Renogy batteries.
Yes.
They're daisy chained with Cat 5 cable.
Correct. Yeah.
And then they go into a Renogy display, not as nice as this one, but it's a little one.
The battery monitor, yeah.
Yeah, now that one seems to always read correctly, but the one that is the Rover,
the charge controller,
it always seems to read different.
The SOC percentage. So I'll give you a quick breakdown on the SOC percentage.
Okay.
It is the most misleading display on the charge controllers. And one thing I like to always remind the end user is it's a solar charge controller. It's not a battery monitor. The SOC is based off of the charge of the solar. So when you're getting really good sun, it's going to say 100%. The moment that the voltage goes lower, it's going to say 60%, 70%. It's not connected to a shunt. It's not reading amperage. It's strictly based off of voltage.
We're talking about the Rover.
The Rover, correct.
Right. So the other monitor I have is going to be
correct. So that one's connecting directly to the BMS of the lithium battery and the internal shunt. So you see amperage flow in the plus and in the negative, and that's accurate 99.9%.
That's great to know. It's really nice to see Renogy moving in this direction because it is really an all-inclusive right out of the shop. Have you guys thought about marketing to the production companies right now? It's Xantrex is almost in every motor coach out there.
Yeah, we're out here. I mean, in Overland, our whole marketing team is out here. So that's something that I'm not a part of, but they're definitely. I'm one of the engineers at Renogy, so I do a lot of product development and on the QC side. And I've been with the company for 8 years, so. I've seen it from, like you said, like the what we used to have to where we're getting, and that's what we really pride ourselves in. We want to make sure that you can get a Renogy system. It's all going to be simple. You're going to be able to understand it, and it's going to meet the demands that you expect.
After speaking with the guys at Renogy, I headed over to the Jackery booth. I was really interested in seeing some of the larger systems that they have, the little portable batteries. And the guy there was really eager to let me know about their new 3,000 watt system. It's the 3000 Pro. It has a 30 amp connector on it that's large enough you could literally plug an RV or an overland vehicle into it with a 30 amp plug and power everything on the entire RV. Thought about getting one of these for ourselves. Bianca and I both have a Jackery. I have a small 500 amp hour and she has the 1000 amp hour. Both of them are great, but you can always use more power, that's for certain.
And half hours. Yeah.
2.5 hours to charge the whole thing.
Yeah. Charge from the AC outlet, and it can support many solar panels charging at the same time. For example, you can use 6 200 watts to charge it.
This is a 200 watt?
Yeah. So
can this be used on any of the other ones?
As the best solar condition, it can be charged by the solar power in half day. Yeah.
And will this also work on the other size Jackery?
Yeah. It can also work with our other product like the hot power station. Yeah.
So that's the 1500.
Yeah. This is our Pro Series. The Pro Series also support the fast charging from the outlet and the solar power. Yeah.
Do any of these take 120 volts in directly?
120 watts. Yeah. If you have some 120 load, just plug in.
No, I mean, can you charge it with 120 volts? Like the one that we have right now.
Yeah. Look at the back. Look at the back. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Just for cable like this.
So I assume it'll charge a lot faster.
Yeah. It can be charged from the wall outlet.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just like this.
Great.
So awesome. That's why we can support the fast charge. Yeah.
That's great. So this year, the big thing is trailers. Trailers. Everywhere an Overland trailer. And of course, the canopies and the rooftop tents and everything else that you would expect to see at the show. A lot of cool accessories and different little things, camping gear that you would expect as well. But for the most part, trailers.
All right. So at Geyser Systems, we're on a mission to transform everyone's relationship to every drop of water. And today we've got a water drought. I know that we've been getting a whole lot of water, but water bills are not getting any lower. So we found a way to reduce everyone's water bills, and we are here to help everyone save Lake Mead. So this new product, not only possible for RV camping and camping showers, but we have a way to reduce our water consumption at home. All it is a thing that you put behind your shower head. You can either divert the water from your shower head to a sponge or back to the shower head. We got a couple of different colors of different hose line. You can either have this in chrome or black. And then we also have a sponge that diverts, that diffuses the water exactly where you need it. All you got to do is just insert this into the sponge and let it expand inside the sponge itself. While using the sponge, you're using up to 3 times less water. So if the 24 million people that rely on the water at the Colorado River Basin use this every day, then we're talking about saving 2 billion gallons of water a week. In the meantime, what we were really surprised, there's a lot of people who already have a instant hot water heater with a propane hot water heater. They really love this. They're replacing their shower wands with this product, so that way they can consume a whole lot less water at their shower stall and at their base camp. So for those of you who want to use the Geyser, it's a great way to save water. You're going to use 0.8 gallons, will last you up to 15 minutes of shower time. This Eco Shower, which is a new product that we're offering, is going to allow people to use 3 times less water, or 0.5 gallons per minute. So at any rate, if you want to find out more, geyserecoshower.com. And yep. That's great. Yeah, thank you. It's a great product. We just launched it here at Overland Expo West, and it's been very well received. We already sold out of 1 model yesterday, so we're doing very well with this new advancement. And I think it's a problem that I think we can all relate to, because let's face it, you know, when it comes to our base camp, we will always have plenty of food, plenty of propane, but water, it's the first thing for us to run out. And we got to find a way to clean everyone and everything. So this is a whole new solution that is possible for those who've already invested in an instant propane water heater like this.
Hey, this is Lee with Altitude Industries in Denver, Colorado, and we are the distributor for the United States for DMW, which is made in Australia near Brisbane. You may know Ruben over here from his exploits on 24/7 and his own channel on YouTube, do a bunch of off-roading over there, and they've come up with a tray and canopy system that it's kind of the way they do four-wheeling and off-roading in Australia. It's kind of a new thing for the United States, but it functionally makes a whole lot more sense in my mind anyway for pickup trucks, where you're going to take the existing tub or truck bed off, and then you have a tray system, which is basically a flatbed deck that's going to bolt in place of your original bed. And then you can add a option which you're looking at here, which is called a canopy, and you have huge side access, a flat interior with 4 bolts holding that down into the L track here on top of the flatbed. Okay, so if you want to go use your truck for 2 purposes, if you want it to be a dual purpose, you want to use it for work and for around town, but then you want to have your entire overland set up built on top of this, and inside here you can put in the legs that fit into these tubes here, and it basically has crank trailer jacks, and you can just lift this off and then drive out from underneath it, and you have your truck back. So for me personally, I have 2 different trucks, one for work, one for play, but now I don't need 2 trucks anymore, so I can actually go back to having 1 truck and use it for both purposes. All of these boxes and the fenders and all this bolts into a dual track system that is welded into the base tray. So that allows for these fenders to actually be adjustable in and out for different tire sizes, but it also allows, if you're actually hardcore wheeling this and you do some damage and you bend this, you can actually undo the bolts here, pop this off, bend it out, get it repowder coated, put it back in, or replace it. These they call toolboxes, which just gives you some additional storage space that would otherwise be wasted space. And then in the back, you have a really nice, sleek design. This particular tray is called the XTR series. Has just a really nice finish to it with the black powder coating and these nice angular look to it. And you still have this integrated drawer system here, which is locking. Basically a table and a prep surface if you want to use it as a kitchen or just a work surface, but it's also a sealed box so that you can lock up guns or their valuables, tools, recovery gear, and it holds a lot. And what you can actually do is you can do river crossings, you can do all your dusty off-roading. Nothing's going to get in there because it's actually sealed. A lot of them are open. And then what you're looking at in the rest of the back here is the rear end of the actual canopy portion. You can bolt on their spare tire or whatever gear, propane, fuel, and that will lift off with the actual canopy. So again, leaving you with just a flat deck truck bed to use.
This has to be like the best approach and departure angle of any ladder.
Well, and so really when you remove the stock bed, the tub, you realize how low all that OEM gear was underneath there. You know, it's like kind of shocking when you take that off and you put this on and you go, wow, look at how low down my spare tire and my tow bar really are, right? We left this on because we wanted to be able to show people that you don't have to remove all that. You can choose to leave everything the way it was and use this space for something else. But more than likely, most people are going to remove that factory tow bar that goes around the spare, drop the spare out, put it up on here, and then you will have that amazing departure angle that you're talking about, right?
Where would you put another tow bar?
So the tow bars, the other types would be made to go. So when you take these bolts out and this entire section of the tow bar comes off the frame rail here, it goes straight across. So basically now your departure angle is just massively improved from the way it was. And you're getting some of that weight out from under there. But you could utilize that space behind there for other things like, say, a water tank or an additional fuel tank, things like that. And then you have also a small water tank. You can kind of see from the side here, there's a 10-gallon water tank up under there in front of the drawer system. And then that is plumbed to kind of wherever you want, but basically you have an inline pump and you can turn that on and you have water on demand, which is pretty nice as well.
So obviously 2 different products.
Yeah, they go together. They're both designed for the Gladiator. You can see that we went pretty good lengths here to make sure that it is appropriate for this vehicle. It's not just a one-size-fits-all tray system that is, hey, it's for all mid-sized trucks and we just stuffed it onto a Gladiator. It's really meant for, you can see that, you know, the body lines follow the angle of the cab. The height of it is similar in height to the high point up here. We really made an effort to make sure that this gap is good and that this doesn't stick out really far from the side of the truck. You'll see a lot of these that come very far out, especially on the Gladiator. People want it to look like it's meant for their truck and not to inhibit you off-road. You don't want it really sticking way out there, right? But yet you still, as you pointed out, have a lot of width inside here, because basically you don't have all that wasted space due to your wheel wells and the body of the vehicle that used to be there. So
how much is the base flatbed portion?
So total, everything you're looking at as it's optioned out, everything, we don't have all the US pricing 100% set at this point, right? But it's going to be in the $25,000, $27,000 range.
That's with everything?
Yeah, that's everything you're looking at, you know, integrated roof rails, the whole thing. All this L-track for mounting, the fenders, the boxes, the toolbox, the water, all that. And by the way, this is where the fuel goes in, and on the other side you have the water filler. And if you're just doing the tray alone, you know, that's probably about, it's a little more than half of the cost of the whole product, right? This is the more expensive portion of it, so I would.
The fact that you can remove the canopy.
Yeah.
Leave it. If you're just going to go out for the day and you're not going to spend the night or something.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's a lot of weight that you can shave.
It really allows you to use your truck in a lot more ways than just as an overland vehicle, right? Because in Australia, the reason they do it this way is a lot of people are using it as a work truck during the day, and then on the weekend or for vacationing, they're going out doing this stuff.
Do you know how much weight this thing will support?
Oh yeah, way more than the actual truck. So they've tested these up to over almost 2 tons of weight. The problem is your actual vehicle can't support that in most cases, but the actual weight of the unit itself is pretty comparable to what was there. The tray unit pretty much approximates your original bed weight, so you're kind of trading one for the other. And then when you put on the canopy portion, that is similar to adding like a topper or a bed rack or something like that. So you're really not adding much weight overall, you're just getting a lot more function out of it.
Where can we find your product?
So you can find DMW, their products on their website in Australia, but in the US here, you'll be looking for Altitude Industries, and that's just altitudeindustriesllc.com. And all of the DMW, yep, we are the US distributor, and then hopefully in the near future we'll be bringing that to a larger dealer network as well, so we can get this a little closer to everyone. But we're located right in Denver, so we should be able to, we're pretty central, so we should be able to service anybody who's looking to do this to their truck.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Great product, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So there's a lot less people here on Sunday, which is kind of nice. Got a lot more. It's not as hectic and crazy and people running in and out. It makes it nice to spend a little time with Mabula here, Chip Girl. Have you seen anything particularly that you really like the most yet?
That dog.
That
Those
dog.
2 dogs.
Okay. See you there in a second. All right, so we're looking at the Drive Reach Overland weBoost.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about the product.
Yeah, so essentially it pulls in signal for all carriers on Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, even Canadian carriers. Pulls in the signal, sends it to the booster. This is where all the magic happens. It boosts it up, amplifies it to all your devices. It sends it out this guy. This is the transmitter. So this is what broadcasts it in your vehicle. This is the mount the Overland kit comes with. It's foldable, so you can lower it when you don't need it. Attached to any roof racks, Rhino rack, T-track, things like that.
So if I mounted this in the vehicle, this is what broadcasts the signal out inside the car?
Exactly.
What if I put that on the outside of my vehicle?
It's not made to go outside.
Okay.
It's in-vehicle only. All of our solutions are in-vehicle. Yeah.
They work for RVs as well?
Yep. This is our RV kit. The only difference is the way the antenna mounts. So this is an L bracket. It attaches to the back ladder of an RV.
Okay.
This is the inside antenna, and it just goes on a desk, goes on a table, anything like that. Just a little more
nice.
Better for an RV. This is our regular kit. Comes with a magnet mount antenna. Just easier for some wevehicle installations than others.
Sounds good. All right. And the best place to get it, your website, I guess, is
weBoost.com. Yep.
Great. You guys got a deal going right now.
Exactly. 25% off. Goes through next Sunday.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
Of course.
Cool. It's a super simple, guys, the Outback shower made by Kakadu. Really simple unit. So first thing, fully portable unit, so runs off a propane, so either runs off a 1 pound cylinder, or you can plug it directly into your own gas bottle with the attachment hose. Has a built-in lithium-ion battery, which at the moment is not plugged in, but equally can be plugged into DC and direct charge out of DC and charge your unit, or 110. So pretty simple unit to use. You have an inlet filter, which you drop into your water source. You fire the unit up. It gives you two temperatures. It gives you the inlet temperature you're dragging the water out of, and then it gives you the outlet temperature coming out of the shower recess. You just hit start. You can hear it igniting now. Once the unit ignites, it gives you a red flame ignition there. And what the units decide to do, you monitor the temperature based on the amount of gas you're using. So if you want a hot shower, you can turn it up. At the moment, that's drawing 82 degrees water, and it's at 111 already. The unit itself is designed to give you up to 50 degrees off your ambient water temperature that you're pumping in. The good feature about it also is you would be if you're in your shower and you're showering away, you're getting yourself all wet, you turn it off at the head, it stops the gas, you lather yourself up, you reactivate the unit at the shower head, and the gas will reignite, and you can hear that reigniting. The red light comes on, you wash yourself off, and then that's the unit. $499. It comes with everything you see, including a DC charger. Get on it.
You said it has a safety feature for...
Yeah, so it's got a series of safety features. So it's on at the moment. The kids run past around the back of the camp and you knock it over. That gas is off now. So what you need to do then, because it's a gas-based product, you just stop the unit and then you turn it back on. And then restart it again. It'll also give you error messaging if you've run out of gas, if you've run out of water. It's got a battery monitor there. It's got a green, orange, red battery monitor that tells you how you are. All in all, it's a really super smart unit. 16 pound. We've been doing this product in Australia for almost a decade. This is the third generation of it. This generation has been around for 4 years, and we thought we'd bring it over and give the Americans a go.
We appreciate it very much. How do we order?
So at the moment, guys, we'll be in stock 1st of July. You can pre-order now on KakaduUSA.com. Jump on, have a look. We've got a great range of other products that we do in Australia. So our Ozpig range, our swags, our cot tents. We do a whole bunch of really cool stuff, and we're bringing it to market for the first time ever.
Cool. Sounds great. And who are you? What's your name?
I'm Justin Casey. I'm the CEO.
Great. Great product, Justin.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.